Excuse me. Welcome, everybody. Mm, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Some of you guys I saw yesterday. Some of you I didn't see yesterday. Let me make sure my volume is down over here on this computer because I always have it up high when I come on. I try to make sure I turn it down. Let me share this out while we wait for some more people to come on in. So glad to see everyone. It is nice and bright, and I am so glad spring has sprung. Okay, why am I hearing it coming in from my phone? Okay, I don't hear it anymore. That was strange, guys. I don't know. Did anyone else hear that? Did anyone else hear that? That was real strange. Okay. Well, that's okay. That's okay. How are you, Stardust? How are you doing? Thank you so much for coming in. How you doing today on this Wednesday midweek? Midweek. It's get over the hump even in gardening. Our weekends are always, typically as the weather changes, the weekend is always so full of everything that you didn't get done during the week. So I always find that Wednesday is kind of like my in between day. It's like I have all these things Monday and Tuesday that I'm finishing up that I didn't finish up from the weekend, heading into the end of the week, setting more goals of things I want to do. Hey, Tommy, how are you? How are you doing? How is your hand doing? Looked like it was healing pretty good from the video you did. Looked like it was healing pretty good. Hey, Bree, how are you? How you doing, Bree? I can't wait for you to get your garden started, Bree. I cannot wait. I think you're going to be growing some fabulous things because you'll be over there cooking some fabulous things. Doing good is healing great. Good. So good. So glad. So glad. Because you know you're right in the midst of the season. Waiting on food. Okay, Bree. Yeah, I know you're at work. Is it lunch food or snack food you're waiting on? So yes, I just, I midweek, Wednesdays is I don't know, for me, I try to plan, like right now, I have some more seedlings I want to put outside, but it's been really overcast, almost like getting ready to rain, which wouldn't be a bad thing if I could get them out there first. But I kind of plan to do it on the next bright sunny day, which probably, uh, or am I buffering to you all? Because I keep getting a notice on my phone, which that's what I'm streaming from. Um, this is interruptions, which I don't know, have a clue what that means. But let me know if I'm buffering. I'm not seem to be buffering on my side, and I have no clue of what that means. Experiencing interruptions. No, you're not buffering. Good, good, good. So I have some plans to put out some more seedlings this weekend. But sometimes when we plan to do all that on the weekend comes and it goes so fast along with everything else we have to do that oh my goodness, guys. I shouldn't be telling y'all that because the video is getting ready to come out, but I'm gonna leave everything about it to the video. But I finally have a dehydrator that arrived. I am so happy about that dehydrator. I don't know what to do. I cannot wait to start getting my herbs into dried herb form. No, you're not buffing, be right back. Got to see where my fish from. Okay. All right, Bree Bree. Yeah, thank you. I have been waiting on that dehydrator. The canner is going to come next, but I have just wanted a dehydrator. I think because I am growing a lot of herbs and I cook so much that I wanted to start dehydrating. I mean, yes, I could have done it in the oven, but I don't think I want to run my oven for that long, especially as the weather changes and it gets hot. That's too much heat in the house. Even whether you got some air on, the fan on, that's too much heat in the house to have that oven going that long for as much as I'm going to be using that thing. So I think, yes, I'm well. Thank you. I love your hair. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Girl, shoot, I finally got it up there. I'm in the midst of transitioning. I finally have cut off all my perm. This is all my hair, so it's really grown a lot. It's been 2 years, and it's been a struggle. And I'm sure most of y'all in here know that struggle I'm talking about. Hey, Miss Joanne, how are you? Thank you for coming in. Thank you so much. Yes, 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 yes. Tomorrow is the day, and I don't plan to be here tomorrow on YouTube. I'll be stopping in and watching people's videos, but I don't be planning on being here. So I did one yesterday on my other channel and today on this channel because I have two different audiences. Or mostly, I should say mostly, I have two different audiences. You're good. Great. Guess who I saw when I pulled up to work? Who? Your work mama? Mm-hmm. I'm not sure, Bree. I'm trying to let my relaxer grow out. That's why I'm covering those edges so thick. Let me tell you something, Tommy. That's what I did. And I waited all these years of my life before I started. But I had a lot of encouragement because my daughter, my youngest daughter, who is getting ready to be 22, decided a couple of years ago that she was tired of a perm and she wanted to go natural. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do it with you. So we've really transitioned at the same time. Tommy, I just cut off the last of my perm about 3 days ago, and I didn't have much left. I didn't have much left. It really grew out, but my line, that line, what I can't even think of what you call it, but the line between your natural hair and your perm hair, it held steady. So it held steady, and I just, every time I wash my hair, I cut 2 inches, cut 2 inches, cut 2 inches, cut two, until I got it down all the way. And now the back is not up in the bun. The back is not as long as the top half, but it's coming and I'm so happy. But girl, you just got to brush, brush, brush those edges. Tie them down. Brush, 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 tie them down. Yes, Tommy says, yes, so thick, so thick. Yep, my work mom was in front of me and dead right was when I was acting up. So you're busted, Bree. Tomorrow is my brother's B-day. He's in Kingdom. Oh, well, you know what, Miss Joanne, happy birthday to your brother. And I know in one of my other messages you said it was your husband's birthday. So happy birthday to both of the men in your life. That's fantabulous, fantabulous. Yeah, happy birthday to both of them. Yes, I'll be back. Got to unload all this stuff. My oldest daughter has been natural for years. I don't want to cut it. I just want it to grow out. Well, I did, but the only reason why I'm going to let you go, I'm just say this last thing. You'll hear it either now in the replay. The only reason I started cutting it because after my natural hair grew to a certain point, the only part that kept getting tangled and I needed to detangle was the perm part. So it's grown. This is all my hair. This is not a piece or anything. So it's grown quite a bit, but it didn't start growing until I started nipping at it. Yes. Yeah, he decided to slow down, and when he saw I was staring at her truck, side-eyed him too. You were so busted, Bree. Stardust says, it took me 2 years to grow mine out, and now I'm letting my silver grow. You know what? That's the next step. I'm not ready to let the silver grow in. I'm not. Mm-mm. Mostly because I don't have but a tiny bit. Now, if I had streaks in it where I think it would be a good pattern in my hair, that would be fine. But I just have a little bit around the edge. The rest of it is, that's just my hair. The rest of it, there's no silver, no gray, no nothing. This is just this little bit. And I'm like, it's like a leopard or something. I can't have that. I knew I was finna get cussed out if he made one false move. Oh, well, I know that's right. Yes, 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 yes. So Stardust. It took me 2 years. As a matter of fact, a little bit less than 2 years because, oh, just a minute, guys. I knew something was wrong. My phone is not plugged up. Let me plug it up before it dies. Hold on a second. maybe that's what it was trying to tell me. Maybe it was getting ready to die or something because I kept seeing something flash across my screen. I didn't have it plugged. I usually plug it up while I'm on live so I can make sure it doesn't die or anything like that. Yes, the phone was. Yes, I said that. I typically have it plugged up and I had the cord right there. I just didn't stick it in, Bree. So I plugged it up. I'm good. Yes, 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 yes. Oh my goodness. Guys, and that's another thing. I will be doing a video on my latest experiment. My latest experiment of I'm growing popcorn. Now I'm not growing any regular popcorn. I'm just growing popcorn. I mean, not any regular any regular corn. I'm just growing popcorn. Mine is almost all silver. Now, see, if mine was like that, I probably would let it come on in, but it hasn't gotten there yet. So it hasn't even remotely gotten there yet, which I'm thankful for. I ain't complaining about it, but the little that I have, it's not even worth. It doesn't become me because it is so little. And if it was mostly all silver white, I have no problems whatsoever. None. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So what are you? I know Tommy says she'd be right back. So anybody growing anything new that they've never grown before? Hey, J and N. Hello, hello. How you doing? Thanks for coming in. How are you? Welcome in, welcome in. It is so good to see you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So who's growing something new this year that they've never grown before? Anybody? Anybody growing anything new that they've never grown before besides me, which I am growing my popcorn, and I need to do some research because I think I need to go ahead and get it outside now. But it's only been about 2 weeks. It's about this tall. I got three of them, and I have another one that they grew so well. I started another one. Asparagus. Okay. Now I heard asparagus can be very evasive. I don't know how because it seemed like to me it would grow tall, but I'm not sure how asparagus grows. That's pretty good. We have simplified everything this year. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to expand this year. But you know what I've been having trouble with, which I don't know why. I started growing that one sweet potato, and I started that sweet potato. It took off, got thousands of roots, but it never sprouted. And I started that plant in mid-November. Still no sprouts. I threw it out. I'm like, this thing ain't gonna sprout. And if I jumped the gun too late now, that's too long. Don't y'all think that's too long for a sweet potato to wait on sprouts since mid-November? Not plenty of roots, no sprouts. So I said maybe it's not gonna sprout. Maybe it's not so sprout. I'm trying blueberries, but they have not emerged after 10 days. I'm trying blueberries too, Miss Joanne, but I bought the plants. I bought the plants. I didn't start them from seed. I bought the plant. Well, I bought one plant, went back, and although it says self-pollinating, I kept reading that, okay, even if it is self-pollinating, it doesn't need another one, but the berries will be more plentiful and larger if you have two. So I went back, and you see that video? She needed a friend. So I had to have an excuse to go get another one. Yeah, Stardust says you don't get a harvest from asparagus. Really? I would have never known that. You're kidding me. You don't get you know, I wonder if that's one of, I know a lot of trees and fruit trees do that, but I don't know of any vegetables that do that. I'm really surprised at that asparagus. That's really news for me. That is news. My tomatoes are ready to get put into the containers outside. Mine aren't. Well, I had some that I've already put out there, but I think I looked at them today and they don't look like they're doing too well. So I may just go ahead and plant some seeds out there as well, directly sow the seeds as well, because I've done that before and it worked really well. Um, Last year I started my seeds inside and transplanted them outside and they worked well. But this year my little seedlings, I don't know what's going on with them. They just, and I let them get some sun first. I let them get some wind first. I've done everything, but I don't know. I think it's the fluctuation in the temperatures. We're not on a steady rise like we typically are. Okay, I'll have to remember that about the blueberries. Yes, that's why I went and got another one. So we will see. Um, you still have time. Yes, I do. I still have time. Now, one thing about the blueberries is that I was reading, and I'm really not sure. It said pinch off the first flowers that you get, like the first year, pinch those flowers off. One of them looks like they have a ton of flowers on it. So I'm gonna have to Google around and see if I can get some images of when you're supposed to pinch the flowers off, what they look like. And by me buying the plants, you all probably saw they were a good size. So I also don't want to pinch them off because I don't know if this is their first year. I could be in the second or third year of them. I have no way of knowing. I don't know how to tell that either. Stardust says, I didn't know about the asparagus until they already sprouted, so now I'm determined. I know, I didn't know that. Wow, that's real different. Miss Joanne says, I bought an organic tomato specific soil. Oh, okay. That's good. That's good. I never thought about that. I never thought about that. And my soil is already acidic, so I don't have to worry about that. So blueberries grow suckers? Well, I guess all plants grow suckers. When you say suckers, I think about the ones that come from the strawberries because they're real long and evasive. But every time I get a sucker from a strawberry, I just stick that right on in the dirt, right beside it. As soon as it gets a few leaves, 4 or 5 leaves, I cut it from the mother plant. And now I've got about 4 or 5 more strawberry plants out there just from doing that last year. I only pinch. And that's another thing that I have a hard time figuring out. And this is on any plant. I have a really, really, really hard time figuring out what is a sucker on each plant. Like, which one is the sucker? Which one would I cut? I don't understand how you all tell that. I just, I don't know. It's a branch is a branch. A branch is a branch. I have no clue. I would love to try asparagus, but I'm going to wait until I get into my new house. I was talking about the tomato plants. I pinch off the suckers. Yes, but how do you tell what is a sucker? That's what I need to know. I can't figure it out. I don't know. I mean, the branches are growing out, but how do you know which branch is considered the sucker? And I've been watching video after video, and they go like, "See right here, this is the sucker." I'm like, that look like a branch. When I go out to my tomatoes, well, I don't have them out there now, but like last year I tried to do that, and I'm like, I don't know, what are the suckers. Suckers are growing between the V of the vine and the leaf. Between the V of the vine and the leaf. Between the V. Okay, guys, if it ain't cooking, I don't get it. I know sitting there saying it over. Between the V, between the V of the vine and the leaf. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at some pictures. See, I'm a visual person. I'm very visual. And so, because I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I can see the V, but the V of the vine and the leaf, come on, Miss Joanne. Oh my goodness. I have to figure that one out. That's what I need to do. I need to pick the plant, whichever plant it may be, and I need to Google the suckers for that plant. so that I can actually see the pictures of it. Now that will probably help. That's probably what I need to do. Mm-hmm. Yes. And my peppers, I've got, oh my God, I got a lot of pepper seedlings that it's going to be time for me to plant outside. And I'm probably trying to do that either this weekend or sometime early next week. They will grow and also produce tomatoes. Follow your stem from the soil line until you get to the first leaf. Okay, so if they grow and produce tomatoes too, why do you pinch them off? If they're going to grow and produce tomatoes, why do you pinch them? Oh, do you pinch them off and replant them? Or you pinch them off and pitch them? Pinch them off and pitch them. Which one do you do and why do you do that? Do you regrow them or do you pinch them off to avoid them growing the tomatoes? I tell you, I swear, I tell you. If I had a say so in the education of today's children and the curriculum that they have, gardening would be at the top of the list. It would come in before math and English probably, because if you learn to garden, there is so much scientific information that you can learn and that you will learn, and just it there's so much you can learn. I mean, everything. Hey, Mommy Time, how you doing? Thank you for coming in. How are you? Hello, hello, hello. So the curriculum, it would be a required course. It would be required in elementary school. It would be one of those courses like, you know how English graduates to a different level every grade, as well as math and science. Gardening would be in there too, and it would graduate to a level every year, and it would be required from probably third grade through high school, if I had any say so on the curriculum of educational system. I enjoy your channel. I garden in containers too. Oh, absolutely fantastic. Thank you. Yes. Miss Joanne said the sucker will grow smack dab in the middle of that section. Okay, follow the stem and continue upward and check each leaf. You will know when you see it. I am cracking up over it. I know you are. Suckers drain the plant. Oh, interesting. Well, I better be watching out. Is that well? I need to watch out for that on I guess all plants. Then I hear people talking about I'm gonna take off this sucker right here. I'm like, okay, why you destroying the plant? Oh my God, do I have a lot to learn or what? But that's okay. Learning is free if you pay attention. Yes, yes, it is. So I just need to pay attention. Oh my goodness. So I will be checking for those, but I'm hoping that I put a couple of seedlings outside already, but I have some more tomato seeds that I planted indoors. So I'm going to see how those do. And if those don't do well by mid-April, I'm just going to go buy me a couple of plants and put them out there. Yes, ma'am. I'm learning along with you. Yes. That's the other thing about gardening that I realize. I don't care how much you know or what level you're on or how long you've been gardening, how well you can garden. Oh my God, there is always, always, always something that can be learned. No matter what, there's something that can be learned. I mean, unless you've planted every vegetable and every fruit on the face of this earth, there's something that can be learned. And just because you're successful at growing one thing or a certain type of plant, or like say a tomato, you're really successful at growing tomatoes, child, that don't mean your peppers are gonna grow. There is no such thing as a true green thumb. It just doesn't matter. And every time I believe, it's a roll of the dice. You never know what seed is going to germinate and what seed is not going to germinate. And that has sometimes absolutely nothing at all to do with the gardener that has planted the seed. Um, I hear a lot of people say, well, I can't get anything to germinate. Well, you know what? Maybe change seed companies you're getting your seeds from or the source that you're getting your seeds from. Because if the seeds aren't germinating ever, it could be something you're doing, but it could be the source of your seeds too. So you can't just automatically blame yourself for something that's not happening in the garden. Hey, turf therapy. Hello, hello, hello. Whose birthday is it? Mine tomorrow. And I don't plan on being on YouTube tomorrow. So I did part one and part two. I did part one on Chef and More yesterday, and I'm doing part two today. Yes. Mommy Time says, I have no shame in getting an already established plant, pepper, or whatever. Starting from seed is hard. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And sometimes, depending on the source that you get the plant from, that can be just as hard. That can be just as hard. Yes, I was on your roof a few minutes ago with that tea. I was trying to set my live up, but I was on your roof, Turf. I had you list. I was listening to you when you were talking about the compost tea and the worms. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I planted some broccoli seeds and found out they needed to be planted at a different time. I'll try again when the time is right. Yes, late summer heading into fall because they're a cold weather crop. That goes for oh, thanks, Turf. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, so if you plant them in the um, late summer, then thank you, Stardust. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. I say I'm not gonna be now. I'll probably be on YouTube watching other people's videos or doing something like that. I even have videos that we'll upload tomorrow, but it'll be scheduled. But I was gonna do no live. Yes. So I learned that the hard way last year. Two things I learned last year. Well, I learned a bunch last year, but two things that I consider are my true takeaways, which was one was planting the right thing at the right time, and the other thing is about root vegetables, specifically carrots. You know how everybody wants to plant carrots and get those nice, I think the Pitts garden, they did. She pulled up her carrots. Those carrots were straight. But you know what? You either have to do one of two things. I personally have an issue with thinning out plants because I hate to thin them out. I hate to throw them away. Although I know it's necessary, although I understand the concept. So, to avoid me needing to thin them out, I need to plant them properly. So you'll still have some thinning to do because, you kind of have to plant 2 to 3 seeds in each hole all the time because that way at least one is guaranteed to germinate. And if more germinate, then that's fine. Um, if more germinate, that's fine, but you'll have to then thin them out. But see, last year when I had a huge harvest of carrots, but boy, were they intertwined and crooked, and they were a hot mess. But I put them in my juicer and I juiced them anyway. So they were delicious, but they were just all because I just went in and put my seeds in. There was no such thing as spacing them out. There was no such thing as so many inches apart. I just threw some seeds in there and they all grew, but they needed room to grow straight down. My soil was right. A lot of them were long, very long, but they were intertwined because they didn't have enough room between them to grow straight down. So be mindful of your root vegetables, especially. You need them if you want a root vegetable that's going to be kind of long, like a carrot, or even a sweet potato. If you don't want the sweet potato to be all balled up, you want it to be kind of elongated, give it room to go straight down. And make sure that your soil doesn't have any like big rocks in it or anything that it bumps into, because as it's growing, because think about it, we're eating the root. So that is just like any other root. It's just bigger and better and has all the nutrition in it. When it hits something, it's going down. If it hits something, it's going to go this way. then it's going to try to find its way back. It's going to go this way. And so if you have rocks or anything in your soil, be mindful of that with root vegetables, because as that root goes down and it hits it, it's going to go around it and try to come back. And so that's why you get them messed up like that instead of going straight down. That I learned the hard way. So this year, when I planted all my carrots, I literally spaced them. Now still will probably have to thin them, but they are absolutely spaced out, even in my containers. Yes, I did the same thing with my black Nubla carrots. Way too heavy handed and didn't thin. Yep, that's what I did. And I learned that. Like I said, they were delicious. I juiced them. And I don't, I planted a lot of carrots again this year. I'm not a fan of carrots. I don't mind a few carrots, shredded carrots in my coleslaw or on a regular salad. Cooked carrots, okay. I make carrot cake all the time in the winter, so I like them for that. But the juice of the carrot, I could drink that every day. Every single day I could drink it. It is that good. If you got good carrots, so I want my carrots to juice. So yes, that was my biggest takeaway from last year was I learned that. I'm like, okay, just don't do this. And I know since I personally have an issue with thinning out plants, I just don't want to thin them out. It's like, oh my God, I'm getting rid of the plant. I'll get over it. I know that'll change. I just said, you know what? Then space them correctly and you won't have so much thinning out to do. Yes, and then, sometimes another thing, if you don't space anything correctly, if you put them anything too close together and you have to thin them out, then how do I want to say it? It's like you can thin them out, but you really, truthfully never know if you're thinning out the right ones. I know you're supposed to thin out the ones that look weak, but sometimes the weak links come up from behind like a race. And you got rid of it, and that was your gold star. So I have to be mindful of that. Miss Joanne says, can't thin things out. Yes. LOL, that's probably your mama in you. It must be. It must be, Joanne. It must be. I don't know, but yes. Amazing, amazing. Yeah, so we got asparagus going on, and I am really surprised to hear that the asparagus will not produce the first year. I don't know. Does any will I don't know if there's a way to tell this. Does anybody in the stream know, outside of buying a small starter plant, like a small seedling starter plant? In other words, my example is my blueberries. How do I know how old they are already? Is there any way to figure that out? How do I know? Do I have 1 year old? Do I have just small? They're, to me, too big to be starters, but maybe not for the actual bush that it is. Our parents didn't waste anything. They sure didn't. And I feel like that too. They sure didn't. They sure didn't. You better eat that. You better eat that. And if you don't eat that, I'm going to save it for you for tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Yes, don't I know that? But um, does anyone know how to tell? Because I was wondering that about my blueberries. I'm like, okay, so, I'm like, I know they don't typically produce the first year. They may not produce for the next 4 or 5 years. I get that. But how do I know how old it is? For me to even start counting, to realize, okay, you should start producing next year, or you should start producing this year, or whatever the year may be. Does anyone know? Anyone at all know that answer? Help me out, because that's something that I'm trying to figure out. I don't know if there's a scientific method to figure it out. I don't know if there's some type of measurement uh, to figure it out. You know how they say certain things may grow 2 inches a year. Okay, we'll count the inches, and that's roughly how old it is, or something like that. Um, so I'm wondering that. I would love to know that answer. And I don't see nobody telling me the answer, so I guess y'all don't know either, huh? Yes. Hey, Erica. How are you? Thank you so much for coming in. How you doing today? Yes. How are you? How are you? And I told this earlier. Y'all getting ready to see the video on this one, but I am so ecstatic because I finally got my hands on my dehydrator. It has arrived. I have been wanting that dehydrator. I want a canner. I want to can, but not like I wanted a dehydrator. I have some plans for that thing. So you'll see me. I did an unboxing video on it. So that'll be coming up probably either um, this weekend or next week sometimes. I got a couple of other videos ahead of that. LOL, you tell us when you get the answer to that one. Now, you know, Miss Joanne, I'm going, the first place I'm going, and that's another thing I learned to do. Sometimes, um, we have questions about what we're growing or how to grow something or how to do something um, in your yard or gardening or something like that. And we ask one another and we ask Google. And that's good. And you can even Google your zone and you'll have a lot of answers that way. But you know, another good source that I have found that I've been doing lately. I Google everything too, Miss Joanne. But you know what? After I Google it, um, the next thing that I typically do is, and I found this to be just amazingly beneficial. I call my local nurseries because guess what? They're right here. Sometimes they're around the corner from you. So they have the same weather, the same atmosphere, and typically they really do know what they're doing. And so I call my local nursery because that's how my strawberries, I've had a good harvest of strawberries ever since I got my strawberries. And that's the only reason why, because the very first year I got my strawberries, um, I was Googling and everything said, oh, you need to bring them in, you need to do this, you need to do that. Well, I'm in zone 7B. And so I said, well, you know what? Let me make sure. Because one thing would say, oh, you can leave them out there but cover them up. Somebody else said, bring them in. There were different answers, all of which I probably could have followed. But I called my local nursery. And at that time, I asked them about two plants, my rosemary bush, which is now 3 years old and lovely. It ain't nothing wrong with that rosemary bush. Ain't nothing wrong with the strawberries. And I asked them. It was heading into winter. And so I said, I have a strawberry plant and I have rosemary bush. What do I need to do to protect them throughout the winter? She said, you in zone 7B, you in Charlotte? She said, nothing. She said, nothing. She said, ain't nothing gonna happen to the strawberries or that. She said, the strawberries will die down, and when you spring come, they're gonna pop right back up. Just leave them alone. I said, I don't need to cover them up. She said, no. She said, I grow strawberries all the time. She said, don't do anything. Just go in the house. She said, the only thing you might want to do is if we have a dry winter. She said, just go out there, every couple of weeks or something, if it's dry, and check the soil. And if they're really dry, give them some water. But other than that, she said, if it's a typical winter where, you're going to get a little frost here or a little ice here or a little this. She said, they'll freeze up, come back to life. And that's exactly what I did. I left them alone. She said, same thing about the rosemary. She said, girl, that's an evergreen tree. This is exactly what she said. Girl, that's an evergreen tree. She said, now, you probably got some evergreens behind your house, around your house, or down the street from you somewhere. Somebody got some evergreen. You don't see them doing nothing to those evergreen trees that's outside, do you? I said, no, I sure don't. She said, all right then. She said, that rosemary is an evergreen. She said, it is an evergreen bush. So you don't need to do anything. She said, and it'll be there. And she said, as long as it's there, it'll provide rosemary for you for the rest of your life. I'm like, really? I'm like, oh, Suki, Suki now. So I find the nurseries are extremely beneficial and they didn't mind helping. I guess probably I called them at the right time of day. They weren't busy. It's not like I called them during a Christmas rush or something. you know. they weren't busy. The lady talked to me and asked me questions, and it worked. So I still Google everything, but the Google people don't live around here, and Google really typically pulls up different websites, and I've built a many websites before. You can put anything you want on there. So I could write a whole 2-page website about gardening. Somebody would come and look at it. They wouldn't know if I knew what I was talking about or not. As long as it sounded good and it sounded logical, they probably go do it. So yes, 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 yes. Miss Joanne says, yes, I worked at the library and there are so many resources out there using your library card or that are free. True. But I don't know if our libraries are open, all of them anymore. I ain't going to the library. Too many people in there. I'm sorry, Miss Joanne, I ain't going to the library. Mm-mm. Too many people in there just sitting. No, ma'am. I also checked my local university's extension on. I did that for the blueberries. I did that for the blueberries. Yes, I did. That's a real good one, too. Yes, it is. Information on all your local plants, livestock. Yes, yes, yes. That is an amazing resource. It really is. Yes, that's what I did. That's another reason why I went back and got the second blueberry, because actually both of them had on their containers that they were self-pollinating. And I said, okay, well, I don't need but one. And this is me spending this money. I don't even know if the thing gonna grow. But after looking up the local university extension, and it said, yeah, they're self-pollinating. This is fine. And they said which kind to get. I can't remember the three different. Um, it's like they have a group of blueberry plants that are called northern something, and some are called southern. So anyway, I could not find any of the ones they were talking about, but I bought my blueberry plants from the same place, and they had more than one variety. So I kind of used a little common sense there and thought to myself that if this place, which they could be wrong, but if this place is selling both varieties in this area, they know people are going to come in here and buy them, so they will probably work well together. So that's how I ended up buying the two, because I couldn't find any of the ones they said. Turf said the extension office is my jam. Yes, yes, I agree. Yes, yes, yes. They have such, and you know what I like about their information? It's extremely detailed. I'm a visual person, but it's extremely detailed. How can you go wrong? How can you go wrong with it? So I love that as well. You can use your card from home, just log into the library site. But I can't check out no books. How I'm gonna do that? Somebody got to bring them to me, or I got to go get them. I can't check out no books, Miss Joanne. I guess you know I'm not a library person, because I have no clue. I love it. Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes. But you have to use your local resources. That's the best. Have you ever worked at the, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It's too quiet. Girl, please. I have to laugh. I can't stay in the library. They be put me out of, they be like, shh. I be like, shh, yourself. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm telling you the truth. I know you're telling me the truth, but the library too quiet. I rarely go there, let alone talking about working there. 8 hours of being quiet. Me? Miss Joanne got jokes, y'all. Oh my God. Erica's cracking up. Miss Joanne says, you can even have rare books shipped directly to your home. Really? Wow. I would have never thought of that. People are missing out when they don't know. Now this is true. Knowledge is power. And that's one of the best things you can have. You get some knowledge. That's the best thing. I agree with that. Knowledge is power. Sometimes knowledge is better than having, uh, well, outside of health, sometimes knowledge can be better than money. Because if you know something, not know someone, but if you know something and you know the right information, oh my God, the things you can navigate. So yes, I absolutely agree with that. But girl, I would need them to ship something to me because it's going to a quiet library, Miss Joanne. You know I could not be that quiet that long. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Now I did take my kids to the library when they were little because I figured they were young and they needed to go. But trust me, when I took my kids to the library, the rule was get your books and let's go. We did not sit in the library. We did not sit in the library because we couldn't play. Yeah, I played with my kids like that. We couldn't play, and I couldn't be laughing, and we couldn't be telling no jokes with each other. No, so no, we ain't sitting there. And oh my God, my daughter, she was in my live last night, but my daughter would go in there, and she was my this was the strangest thing. My daughter would go in there and she was like my bookworm. She was the one that loved the library, but she come out of there with books this thick and a ton of them. She couldn't even carry the books because fourth or fifth grade, she couldn't even carry the books. She'd go in there, get her books checked out, and me and her sitting there. And my son, the one that you see coming in cooking with me and messing with me on my other videos over on Chef Pam, he didn't want to read nothing. And that little boy would go in the library and it would take him 3 hours to find one book. And when he get 2 or 3 books, then I'd be like, wait a minute, what? You had us in here being quiet for 3 hours. Maybe that was his way of having me be quiet. Hey, how you doing, Harmony? Hello, hello, hello. Miss Joanne says you're so girl, that's real. Libraries are no longer quiet space. Mine is. Child, they have a guard walking around the library over here. And if you ain't quiet, he will politely ask you to leave. Yes, man. That was before COVID, but that's the last time I've been in the library. But right before COVID, yes, ma'am. Now, unless they decided it's not gonna be quiet because of COVID, but other than that, my library still it, girl. They give you the eye once or twice. After that, it's like, excuse me, ma'am. We're gonna have to ask you to be quiet, or we will have to escort you out. Well, I'll just get on up and leave. You ain't gotta escort me. Because I ain't gonna be quiet. Turf is cracking up. I know, right? Thank you so much, Harmony. I appreciate that. Thank you. Turf said, I spent about 20 hours a week in the library in my teens. I used to have so much fun. Doing what? Being quiet? And that's the thing about it. I love to read, but I don't know if I'm quiet when I read. Come on now, I gotta make some noise or something. Read out loud. I talk to myself too out loud. I do. Oh my God, this is hilarious. Y'all crazy. Not ours. We have quiet spots in the library, but not the general. Oh. Child, you can't be standing in line getting ready to check your books out and you start making some noise. They be like, they act like the old librarians. They give you that eye. I'm like, excuse me. Today is my birthday as well. I'm down the road in Rock Hill. Oh, hey, happy birthday to you. Yes, happy birthday to you, Harmony. Awesome. Those books were like paid vacations for me. Oh my goodness. Wow. I loved books. I love to read, but I want to take my books home so I can kick my feet up and make some noise when I get tired of reading. Yes. No, no, no. See, Turf, that's why you got all that good information and knowledge up there. Because you was reading and I was playing around. Oh my God. Miss Joanne says, I did all the STEM projects with the kids to try telling them to be quiet. Wow. Yes. Yes, they have rooms in our library that are sectioned off and completely closed off. And I have to imagine that they may even be soundproof or something. Because when they go in there and close the doors, you really can't hear what's going on in there. And that's where they have any activities with anyone. Now, they do have another section that's for kids. But child, I have seen a many a librarian go back there and tell the mother, excuse me, could you please quiet your child? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. The turf is cracking up. Harmony says, thank you. Yes, that is awesome, Harmony. That is really awesome. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. Erica says, see, turf, that's why I can't spell or read good now. Hello. Well, I can do both. I can spell and I can read. Just don't give me no math. Like, y'all need to watch that video that Turf did earlier. He had math class in that video. And I looked at it. I had to ask him about that because I'm like, no, wait a minute. I know I'm bad at math, but that's like saying 2 plus 2 is 4. Or, listen to me, 2 plus 2 is 4. That's like saying 2 plus 2 is not 4. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Y'all need to watch Turf's video. The one about, what was the title? Give someone a seed and make them a gardener. Something like that. That's the one. Give someone a seed and make someone a garden. That video was really, really good. But he was over there doing math in there. And that math was like, wait a minute, that's not adding up. I just missed her. Yeah, I was in. I went in. I was on this roof because I was trying to set up my live, so I had it running so I could hear it. So I was listening to it while I was doing some things in my own house. Yes. Harvey says, Erica, LOL, I agree with you on the math. I know, right? Yes, I am not a math person. I never have liked math, and even today, y'all. I don't know if I should be telling y'all this or not. Y'all gonna be like, is she serious? Plant a seed, a garden. That's right. I know I was close. Yes, y'all need to find that video and go watch it. Yes, y'all do. As a matter of fact, you know what? I like that video really, really a lot. So Turf, would you put your link in the stream? I just made it so you could do so. Could you put your link in the stream for that video? Because I want people to go watch that video. That video was good. Oh, and when y'all get over there, y'all got to watch his commercial. I'm still watching that commercial. He got a coffee commercial. It says something about taste is everything. Y'all watch that. When y'all get over there, watch that. I'm telling you, that's a national commercial. Somebody need to pick up on that. That was good. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, Turf Therapy, do you mind me asking where you are? What zone? Yes, 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 yes. That's awesome and amazing. Wow. Yes, but I am not the math person. Yes, Miss Joanne, I'm in Maryland Zone 7A. Yes. Right up the road, right up the road. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Child, when I'm trying to even, you're welcome, Turf. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome, Turf. Yes. When I'm even trying to cook something, see, me and math don't get along, but I'm a visual person. And my children, they all cook too, and they look at me like I'm really crazy. But I say, as long as the food comes out, that's the important thing. But don't let me have to cook something so many minutes per pound, like when you're cooking turkeys and hams and things like that. Child, I got to draw a diagram. They be like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm drawing out the hours and the pounds. It works. I can't do it in my head. I have tried all my life. It just don't work. Me and number, if it ain't green, I can't count it. Yes. Yes, thanks, Turf, for putting that video in there. Yes, thank you. I love that video. That video is good. Yeah, all your videos are good. He has absolutely amazing information. Yes, ma'am. I'm in Maryland as well. Yes. All right. All right. Y'all in the same zone then. Same zone. Awesome. Hey, neighbor, Miss Joanne. Yes, you all are in the same zone. If it ain't green, I can't count it. That's the truth. I'm just saying. Hey, I'm trying to be honest here. Great. I can't count it. That's a t-shirt, Chef. Boom, it sure is. That's a temple. Write that down. You're right. That is a t-shirt. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I am writing that down. See, that's another thing. I keep note cards with me everywhere I go. Everywhere. They're better than a notebook because they'll fit in your pocket, your purse, crevices, drawers, anywhere. And you always have something to write on no matter where you are. Then you can transfer it to a book or something at a later date. Get you some note cards. Turf, you gonna see some t-shirts like that. Yes, yes it is. Yes it is. Sure is. I know. I'll have to follow him since I'm new at growing. Yeah, please do. Awesome information. Awesome information. Yes. I never thought about it like that, but that sure is a t-shirt. Yes, with the right pick on there too. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes. There you go. See? See? Yes. You learn from each other. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Amazing. I'm telling you, but I do. I'm very visual when it comes to math. When it comes to anything, that's why if y'all notice, I tell you all. It's a good thing I'm really good at flavor profiles for cooking. That's why if you notice in my videos, I always typically say, I don't cook by measurements, but I'll have all the measurements and things in the description for you guys. Because after the video, then I have to go figure out, okay, how much of this do I need to put in here? How much of this do I put? Because I cook strictly, typically by taste. Most of the dishes and recipes that I've cooked on my channel, I've cooked a million times. So I already know what it's going to taste like. I already know how much I need to put in there. I know how much a shake is. I know how much a dip is or a pinch is for each of my recipes. So I don't need to know the measurements. That's probably why I'm not crazy about baking because it is a precise science. And if you don't do it right, it won't rise. That's right. That's right. Guys, you guys have been so much fun today. I have not laughed this hard in a long time. I didn't even laugh this hard yesterday. And they had me cracking up yesterday. Y'all got me cracking up over here today. Yes. Hey, Agape Love. Hello, Pastor Kim. How are you? Welcome in. It has been a long, long, long while. Yes. And Agape Love, I was looking for your other channel. Do you still have it? I was looking, I cannot find it anywhere. Either I have the wrong name. I said, well, maybe she changed the name of it like she changed the name of it. Either I have the wrong name or I can't find it. Thank you, Pastor Kim. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, I was looking for your second channel. Could not find it. Could not find it. Yes. So let me know if you still have it at all. Or did you change the name of it like you changed the name of your original channel? Is the blueberry? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And they are, both of them are self-pollinating, but I got the other one. I changed it to an ASMR channel. Oh, okay. I knew I couldn't find it for a reason. Yes, and you don't have a link to it on your channel under channels, so I couldn't find it that way either. I knew it. I knew it. Send me a message on IG with a link to it so I can get to it. Um, but yes, 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 yes. I actually got the second blueberry plant because although both of the ones that I purchased are self-pollinating, everything I read, and I did read it from the university extension, said that although they're self-pollinating, they do not need anything else to grow, but you will have larger berries and more berries if you have a companion plant. I'm doing too much. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Yes. So, yes, the blueberry plant. Um, oh, Turf wasn't in here when I asked that question earlier. Turf, if you're still here, maybe you can answer this question because nobody else in the chat could answer it. And I've been trying to find the answer if there is one. Plants of any kind, but I am actually wondering about my blueberry plants because I bought them, and I don't know if you saw that video or not, but one is about this tall, the other one's a little bit taller, and they may be a little bit shorter. But anyway, when you buy a plant, obviously if you buy seedlings or little bitty starter plants, they're just starting. But these are pretty good sized little bushes that I bought. I know I've been reading, and it says that blueberries typically take 3 or 4 years before they actually start bearing fruit. And if they bear fruit before that, or flowers or something before that, you're supposed to pinch them off. But how do I know how old it is as it sits today? How do you tell that? You know, I mean, like there are some things that you can tell the age by inch. Okay, if it's 12 inches long, then it's probably 2 years old or something like that. With plants, I don't know if Turf is still here, but if you are, do you know? I gotta figure that out. Maybe I'll contact the extension and ask them that. Because so far I've been trying to Google it and I don't have an answer. When I find that out, that's going to be a video. Because I'm trying to figure it out. I am trying to figure it out. Yes, I don't know that answer at all. What was the question? The question was, when you buy plants outside of the starter plants, like as an example, my blueberry plants. Now everything I read says it's not going to produce for a few years. Okay, great. How do you know how old it is when you buy it? Like the blueberry plants I bought, are they a year old or are they 2 years old? Are they 6 months old? Or are they a year and a half? 3 years old? How do you know? So that you can gauge when they should start producing fruit. And you can take necessary steps, like they said something about pinching the flowers off in the first year. Well, if I got a 2-year plant and I start pinching off the flowers, then I shouldn't be doing that. So how do you figure out how old the thing is? That's the question. I can't find the answer nowhere. Miss Joanne, stop laughing at me. Hey, John, how are you? Thank you for coming in. How you doing? How are you? Look for spud development and ball distribution. Happy birthday. Hello to everybody. Oh, but how's that going to tell you, though? Turf said you have to ask the nursery. That's like asking my kids. They probably don't know. People in there just got hired. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh my God. I'm just kidding. You have a real green thumb. Oh, me? Oh, thank you. I didn't know that. You have to ask the nursery, but it's safe to assume they are 2 to 4 year plants or rootstock. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to assume mine's a 2-year plant because it's not that big. So I'm going to have to assume it's a 2-year plant. It's probably between a 2 and a 3-year plant. And I said that and I know this is crazy, but I have to base it off of something. I'm saying that based off of my rosemary plant because it was about that big when I got it. And it was bigger until I started chopping it off to eat the rosemary. But at any rate, the blueberry bushes are about the size it was at about 2 to 3 years. So it might be safe to say that. Thank you, Turf. See, I told y'all Turf had good information. He knew. He knew. See? Yes. John says, if you look at the end of the limbs of your tree, start seeing the little bulbs, don't indicate probably in 2 to 3 year plant, 2 to 3 year old plant. Okay. The turf says with citrus and rock fruit, it's usually a mature rock stock with a graft on it about a year old. Okay. Man, I guess the library did pay off, didn't it? Oh my God, this is hilarious. Oh my God. I'm telling you, every child on the face of this earth needs to take gardening from grade 3 until they graduate from high school. They will come out knowing so much. Turf and cracking up. Wow. See, you all know that's why I keep telling everybody. People that tell me that, oh, hey James, how you doing? Hello, hello. Thank you for the thumbs up, James. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I heard so many people saying, oh, I can't garden. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing either. Can't you learn? Come on now. Come on. Everybody starts from somewhere. Everyone starts from somewhere. Hey, Stuart. Hello, hello. That library paid. It did. I should have been more attentive and not trying to run my mouth and play games in the library. Haven't you all been someplace where, okay, it's like this. When you're supposed to be quiet, it's like you go someplace and it's really quiet in there. You're supposed to be quiet. And all of a sudden you have to sneeze or cough. Or you just start choking out of nowhere in the quiet zone. That's me all day. Yes, Johnson, that's true. Ironically, in the joke for me, actually have a textbook library of 56. Ooh, child. All right now. Yes. I'm proud of the little books I have, but it ain't 56,000. Yes. Stuart says you had me cracking up. Hey, I'm just saying. Miss Joanne says, Google says one way to determine the age of a stem is to look at the bark color. New stems are green to reddish. 2-year-old stems are reddish to light brown. Oh, thank you. How come I didn't get that when I Googled? I must, something else that I realized. You can Google things all day long. And this was the problem I had when I was in school. You can Google things all day long, but if you don't ask the right question, you will not get the right answer. So when I was in school, especially with math, the teachers would always say, if you have a question, just ask the question. I don't understand. Well, you have to be more specific. You can't just say you don't understand. What don't you understand? Well, heck, if I knew what I didn't understand, I'd probably understand it. So now what? You don't know what question to ask. If you don't know what question to ask, you can't get the answer. Come on now. Y'all gotta admit I'm right. Yes. Harmony says, I have my niece and nephew out there with me. If they can take care of a plant, they can take care of a pet. Oh, I don't know about that. Plants don't run away. Plants don't poop all over the place for you to clean it up. Pets don't have to be house trained to do the right thing in the house or out of the house. Come on now. Trendorama, hey, how are you? How are you? Thank you for coming in. It's possible to actually grow tomatoes in those upside down planters. I live in an apartment in Florida. Is it possible? All things are possible. I would say give it a shot. Never grew anything upside down in a container, but I don't see why not. I do not see why not. Yeah, Stuart says, okay, Miss Joanne, because you didn't work at the library. I know, right? Oh, Agape Love says, so true. Watch it now. Watch it now. I'm a math teacher. Oh, Lord, you should have been here for the math stories we was talking about earlier, child. Like Turf said, I got a t-shirt. If it ain't green, I can't count it. Me and math do not get along, Pastor Kim. I don't know how you teach math, because that was the biggest thing. The teachers were all, Master Kim, please don't ask your students that, question. If some child has come to you with a question of math and they say, well, I don't know, and you say, well, what don't you understand? If I could explain it to you, then I probably would understand it. I don't know what to ask. I don't have the right answer. Nothing I write down adds up. So what question do you ask? I still want to know that answer. I never told be more specific. You don't know what to be more specific. You gave me this math problem to work. I tried. I got the wrong answer. Here's what I did. Here's my paper. See, this is what I did. What do I do? I never got mad at my kids for not asking the right question in math. Because it's like, what do you ask? You can't, especially when they get into all the equations, the X's and the Y's and all that stuff. And it's like, you can't ask, well, where do I put the X? Because chances are you don't even know you had to put an X anywhere. And you're not thinking about X because you ain't figured out Y yet. And then on top of all of that, you graduate. And the only thing you need to do is count your money, the moolah. Make sure you don't get shortchanged at the register. Make sure your bank account adds up right. Make sure you subtracted what you spent so you don't overspend. Make sure nobody's cheating you out of your investment money. But X's and Y's, they ain't got nothing to do with the money in the bank. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Pastor Kim says, amen, amen again, and there is no course for that. There is none. There is no math course for that. How to make your checkbook balance. No course. But no, we got to know X, Y in the parentheses. You do these parentheses first, then you plus it. And here's some more parentheses over here. And don't even bring up the brackets. Now you got parentheses and brackets. Don't ask me how I got out of school with a degree. Don't ask me. John said, would not be safe for you to grow tomatoes upside down from a container. It is quite possible that you might destroy the growing cycle continuing of. Okay. Boom. You got your answer. All right, Bree. Yes. Pastor Kim cracking up. That's the truth, though. I mean, I was just baffled about math all my days. You sound like my students because I've been there. I'm still there. I'm telling you, math and I did not get along. Never did we get along. No, ma'am. We still don't get along. You got to calculate something, child. Oh, Lord have mercy. Whew, thank God for Google now. But see, they didn't have Google. We didn't have nothing when I came up, but the teacher that's standing there saying, well, be more specific. I just say, you know what, forget it. I tried. I just start writing down answers, and on test, they tell you if you pick C so many times, you're bound to get something right. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. You guys have made me laugh so much today. This is absolutely positively hilarious. But it's so true. Oh my goodness. Lord have mercy. If I told y'all how I graduated from college, y'all would be like, really? Y'all will fall out laughing. Woo. Pastor Q says, Lord. I'm saying. Oh my goodness. But y'all let that money come up raw. I be doing it in my head. I be doing it in my head at that point. I'm like, wait a minute, I know I had X amount of dollars in the bank. Where is it? Oh my God. Turf said, I had the Encyclopedia Britannia on deck. I remember having all those encyclopedias too. And I'm like, you know, my kids barely knew what an encyclopedia was. They was like, oh, we have to use this? Yes, you have to use this to look something up. A whole set of them. They barely wanted to use them. You better look that stuff up. Come on now. Oh my God, that's hilarious. That is so hilarious. I can't believe it. Uh, Positive Bree says, what? Yes. Oh my gosh. So I actually, um, I actually have a Bachelor of Arts degree. My parents actually thought I was going to major in actual art. My son, my youngest son that you see in my cooking videos, he is a true artist. If you guys could see his IG with the beautiful artwork he does. I used to draw like that all the time, but I lost interest in it as I had kids because I had time. You draw or change a diaper, draw or change a diaper. So you go figure. Oh God, dude, I'm an encyclopedia baby too. I know you are, Bree, but my degree is actually in communications, broadcast journalism. I love, love, love to write. Yes, as long as I don't have to write the math equations. Yes, search engines didn't become popular until 2006, 2007. Yep, that's right. That's right. Yes, ma'am. So that's hilarious. That is hilarious. But by the time my two youngest children, because one was born in 97, one was born in 90. So by the time they got to high school, child, cell phones and Google was going on. Yes, make it make sense. Hey, Sylvia, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a long time. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate that. Yes. Pastor Kim says math is the only place you can buy 25 watermelons. What? I know that's a math problem, question, catch. Math is the only, see, there she go. She says, math is the only place you can buy 25 watermelons. I can buy 25 watermelons if I go to the farmer's market. What am I missing? Oh my God. Math is the only place you can buy 25 water. I know she's sitting over there rolling on the floor about now. So I'm like, really? What that mean? Guess what I'm watching right now? I don't know, math and science program on Discovery. Come on, Pastor Kim, what that mean? She says math is great. I know, I really want to know. Math is the only place. I know that's probably like a word problem. So what's the catch? Math is the only place you can buy 25 watermelons. Math. First 48, I'm in forensic science nuts. Yes, I know you are. You were telling me about that before. You have some great information too. Great information, Bree. Harmony is. See how Harmony thinking? She like Harmony thinking about it too. Like, good question. Exactly. Remember those terrible word problems? Yes. Now, by the time my youngest kids got to maybe middle school, notice I said by the time my youngest kids, who are now 22 and 23, by the time they got to middle school, I had at least learned how to go through their word problems and take out the unnecessary stuff. But I can't figure out the unnecessary stuff in that statement. Math is the only place you can buy 25 watermelons. We could scratch out everything except for 25 watermelons and give them here. Because I love watermelon. Oh my God. Yes, I know. I cannot stand those word problems, but I did. I did finally learn how to take out and I've tried to teach them how to take out the unnecessary information. Lord have mercy. That was hard. That was hard. Yes, it was. Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, yes. That was something else. I just can't believe it. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, guys, this has been so much fun. I have laughed. You know, they say you need a belly laugh every day. I got two or three today, and I appreciate it. Yes, 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 yes. And thank you all for always watching all my videos. Keep it up, keep it up, keep up the good work, y'all. No, but I really do appreciate it. Oh my goodness. And like I said, I'm trying to make Wednesday evenings my live night for container crops. And as we continue to grow literally our gardens, we'll have more to talk about, more to discuss, things that are happening in our gardens that we need to figure out. So I look forward to seeing you guys on Wednesday evenings around 7. Turf, thank you again for the super chat. I really appreciate it. And thank you for the happy birthday blessings as well. Yes, engrossed in my program. No worries, Bree. We are getting ready to sign off. So everyone have a blessed rest of your evening. Thank you so great live. I enjoyed the show. Thanks, Turf. Thank you so much. Y'all get over there and watch that video from Turf. I'm telling y'all, it's good. And while you're there, find the sage. Find the one that says taste is everything. 'Cause that's a national commercial. It's only a minute long, so you ain't got to spend all your night watching it. Y'all just need to watch the video. It's really good. Yes, 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 yes. Hey, Chef, sorry I got a call. Have a great. That's okay, Miss Joanne. Thank you so much for being here, and thank each and every one of you all. You be blessed until we meet again. And remember, anywhere you can sit a pot, you can grow a plant. And I will see you on the trail. Bye bye.